What's up, everybody? I am back with a new movie review, and I'll be covering another Wes Anderson film, Asteroid City, which never seen it before, but I know it came out 2 years ago, but I'm watching it now. Perfect timing because I've been on like a Wes Anderson kick lately, and like I reviewed last week. Crap, whatever. Um, Fantastic Mr. Fox and crap. It was another one. Uh, I'm blanking on it right now, but I did two last week. I just finished reviewing the Grand Budapest Hotel. Now I want to cover Asteroid City. Then, of course, I still want to see the Phoenician Scheme, but it's only out in select theaters, so I'm gonna probably have to wait a little while before I give my review on that, which probably shouldn't take too long. Maybe give it by the time August or September rolls around, I should be able to see it, streaming somewhere. Because there's still like at least a couple of other Wes Anderson films I want to review. But I also want to bring to your attention, because I did not say this in the previous video, but the reason I'm doing movie reviews this early, because Thursday I'm going out to see the F1 movie, and this coming Saturday I will be giving my review of that. So it won't be streaming on Thursday. So I just want to bring that to everybody's attention. But anyway, Asteroid City is stars the usual people that Wes Anderson brings on, and every once in a while he brings in a couple of new cast members in his classic ensemble cast type films. We got Jason Schwartzman as Augie Steinbeck, Scarlett Johansson as Midge Campbell, Tom Hanks and Stanley Zach, Jeffrey Wright as General Gibson, Tilda Swinton as Dr. Hickenlooper, Bryan Cranston as unnamed host, Edward Norton as Conrad Earp, Adrian Brody as Schubert Green, a director, Liev Schreiber as J.J. Kellogg, Hope Davis as Sandy Borden, Stephen Park as Roger Cho, Rupert Friend as Montana, singing cowboy, Maya Hawke as June Douglas, school teacher, Steve Carell as motel manager, Matt Dillon as the mechanic, Hong Chow as Polly, Schubert's wife, Willem Dafoe as Salzburg Keitel, acting teacher, Margot Robbie, which I think this is the first time she ever I've seen her in a Wes Anderson film, as Steinbeck's deceased wife and Zach's daughter. Tony Revolori as General Gibson's aide-de-camp. Jake Ryan as Woodrow, Steinbeck's son and Zach's grandson. Grace Edwards as Dinah, Midge's daughter. We got Astu Mihan as Clifford, JJ's son, Sophia Lillis as Shelley, Sandy's daughter, Ethan Josh Lee as Ricky, Roger's son, Rita Wilson as Mrs. Weatherford, Dina Dunnigan as a waitress. So, pretty big actors involved here. Now, I want to, before I get into like the summary of the film, I gotta say, like, I did enjoy this film. However, I probably have to. This is one of those movies you can't just watch one time because it's like the way it's set up. It's like the movie is like a play that's not on like a stage. It's like you're watching like a stand-up movie, and all of a sudden it cuts to an intermission, and you see people filling out these particular roles. So, like for example, Jason Schwartzman, uh, his real character he's playing as Jonas Hall, an actor playing as Augie Steinbeck. Similar to how like Scarlett Johansson is a real actor. Real character name is actually Mercedes Ford, playing as Midge Campbell, and so on. So it's like a play within the movie. And of course, Agent Brody's playing the director, and Conrad Earp, who Edward Norton's playing as, is the playwright of this play. And Asteroid City is based on a desert area where many years ago a meteor crashed and left a big hole, and what's left of the meteor is this kind of like one of those world's largest rubber band ball kind of situation as you pass by on a highway. It's one of those kind of truck stop, things to see on a particular route. So, it's one of those kind of stops. So you got this chunk of a meteorite on the ground where people can see. Now they ain't coming just to really see that. It's set up to be a convention or something. It's like honoring these very bright young kids. One of them being Woodrow. So Woodrow, Dinah, Clifford, Shelly, Ricky, they're all part of this very intelligent group of kids that all did different particular scientific little, I won't say breakthroughs, but they invented or did something of a scientific notoriety because they're very bright. So they're again honored, and out of the brightest wins this kind of cash prize by this general. So we're primarily focused on the Woodrow's family because they recently lost a mom. And of course, Woodrow has 3 younger sisters. And Augie's having a tough time relaying that message to them. Of course, he didn't intend for his car to break down, so he had to call the grandfather, who is his father-in-law, to come, who doesn't like him all that much, but likes him enough for the sake of his deceased daughter. So he calls him up to say, hey, the car's something wrong with the car. Can you come down to pick up your granddaughters while I'm here with my son trying to, do this thing for his, this little convention thing. And Augie is a war journalist, so he's constantly taking pictures of almost every doggone thing. And just so happens, this little area, Asteroid City, is not. It's like many, many, many miles away from this atomic bomb test site. Now, of course, this is set in the 1950s, where those things was kind of like all the rage kind of situation. Even though they're very far away, they're still able to feel like the tremors, hear the explosions, and see like the mushroom cloud in the far distance. So they're nowhere near any type of radioactive, fallout. Uh, so uh, as all the people gathered together, and it pretty much like a big science spectacle, and they're put on these little boxes to that helps. It's kind of like one of those things where you can't look at something direct, like like in an eclipse you can't look at directly, otherwise you'll burn your retinas. So they have these boxes so they can look up and see this particular set of stars. But all of a sudden a green light show up. Is a spaceship where it lands, hovers just above them, as this stop motion type of lanky black, alien just, lowers itself. Everybody just stunned. Nobody just saying nothing. They're just staring at this thing, and this thing's staring back at them. It's kind of like one of those claymations from like the Brankin and Bass, the Santa Claus, stop motion cartoons. And he just stops to pick up this meteorite that's been sitting in this particular Earth for ages, and takes it and just kind of, stands still to, allow Augie to take its picture as it gets back on the ship and just dips off. So, since the general's there, he calls in the military, the president, makes sure everybody's quarantined for a week as they go through physical and psychological evaluation of everybody. Now everybody is just questioning everything, like their purpose in life, the very existential crisis, because this would kind of blow a lot of people's mind, question their religion, how they view the world. Even the little kids, it's like instead of learning about the solar system, they asking alien questions that the teacher is like having a tough time trying to ease their minds a bit. But the cowboy, who was obviously smitten with the teacher, comes in to the rescue and it's like, "Hey there, cowpokes, don't y'all worry none at all. That little alien was just probably a visitor, none to worry about. Probably just got a little curious is all. And if it is a little any danger, you got the backing of the U.S. of A. to help you out. The best military on planet Earth." I was like, that little thing. It was a very crappy, accent, but you get the gist. He was very much laying it on thick with the accent. And of course, romance blooms between Woodrow and and Dinah. At the same time, as a relationship blossoms between Augie and Midge. Now, mind you, this is still like a play being played out like it's a straight up movie, where brief little moments where the host chimes in with the narration. And I think I could be wrong, but I think this is the first time I'm actually seeing like a Scarlett Johansson nude scene. It's only brief, but it's just like, maybe Lucy in that movie, she was like nude in that, but I can't remember any new scenes from Scarlett Johansson. I think it's the first time I've actually seen it. Uh, I'm not like one of like a 15-year-old, teenage boy is like ooh boobies. It's not like that. It's just like I just go like, huh, oh, Scarlett Johansson's. Oh, never thought I'd see like a naked Scarlett Johansson. That wasn't some kind of AI generated BS, fat material. It's like wow, holy shit. Yeah, okay. Uh, but uh, you see, like despite the deadpan mannerisms of these characters, you see like uh, still like there's emotions, behind that, which is played very well. Especially when you see it between like Midge and Augie. There was like a lot going on there, a lot going on with those particular two. But there's one thing because she's like this huge starlet, Midge, and she's having Augie help her run through her lines. There's one particular scene that caught me off completely off guard, and you can just tell by the level of caliber of an actress Scarlett Johansson is, but also the fact that she's playing an actress like like a real thespian, or not like a thespian per se, but it's like what do you call those things, like Jared Leto does, like a crap. God, what do you call those things? Like crap. I'm blanking on it. It's gonna bother me if I don't figure out what the frick that word is. Hold on. God, what is that? Method. Yeah, method acting. Uh, yeah, she was kind of getting off like a real method actor. And there's a particular scene that caught me off guard where, uh, as he was trying to help her run through her lines, because they all each have like this different hotel rooms. It's kind of like sitting next to each other, and Midge's spot is just right across from him, where they just directly looking at each other. Like her bathroom is like, it's like a window that's directly into her bathroom, while I'm pretty sure it's his bathroom too, where he sets up where he can develop his photographs. And she's laying in her tub with pills spread all over the floor, and the way she's leaning, and think like, wait, oh my god, because the way she's carrying on, like she's like not out of favor, not out of luck or out of money, like those kind of old dried out type of actors and nothing like that. It's just that she's like it's just like a world weary type of ness to her, and I'm thinking like, oh my god, did she just but no, she started talking and it's like, oh, okay, oh wow, you kudos, you really good actress with an actress within an actress, like an Inception situation. I was like, oh god, I legit bought that for a second. I was like, oh god, because I thought it was going that way. Like, oh, she's kind of like feeling sorry because apparently she has like 2 other children that's with her second husband in Utah or something like that, and she constantly showing up with like makeup that simulates a black eye, and everyone's like, what? Who hit you? I was like, oh no, this is just makeup. Like, oh, because she's like playing for a role. But I just love the dynamic. I think Scarlett Johansson's up there in terms of my favorite character out of this ensemble. I think I like Woodrow and Dinah. Then outside of that, just for the brief moments I have with them, I like Adrian Brody's character. In terms of like my favorite favorites. Uh, uh, but getting close to the quarantine ending, because everybody's already kind of on edge. Everybody's ready to get on with their lives, and everybody's questioning. They having time to reflect because the outside world isn't kind of influencing them. Matter of fact, it's not that too dissimilar to like the pandemic when everybody's on lockdown and everybody's like questioning and themselves and like JJ Kellogg's son, because he constantly asking people to dare him to do this, that, and the third, and his father asks like, well, why do you even do that? Why you gotta have people dare you to do stuff? And the son's like, I don't know, maybe people just notice me. And I was like, God, it's very sad. I was like, oh my God. But it did have this funny moment early on where as everybody's getting like inspected when like military medical officials start showing up, and as the boy is getting examined, he's asking his father like, do you dare me to press this button where it clearly says do not press? And Kellogg was like, I will choke the life out of you. And then as the scene pans over, you see other people getting questioned and everything like that. You see later on, the lights flicker and the boy starts running and father's come chasing after him. He's literally choking like Bart Simpson and Homer Simpson. It's really funny. And speaking of like one of the kids being questioned, the Rory, one of the Asian kids, I'm pretty sure his name was Rory. No, Ricky. Who is like a school journalist who's like really dedicated to that craft, where it's like, I will not be silenced. I will not give away my sources. Very dedicated. And then he and the other kids managed to get out a signal to one of his other newspaper classmates, and got the word out about the whole alien and taking the asteroid and all this other stuff. Now the president's obviously upset, coming down on the general, and the general's coming down on that kid. It's like, who's like a very Lois Lane attitude, like I would not be silenced kind of situation. But everybody's pretty much ready to go. But the whole quarantine is nearly over, is already getting towards the end of the week. So General's just about lifting this until the aircraft shows up out of the blue again with this kryptonite green light that blasting all over the area. And he just like the bottle team comes swooping down. And mind you, in the play of this, the alien is pretty much is a guy in a costume, and it's Jeff Goldblum. Anyway, the alien didn't bother to even just lower itself down to be seen again. It just like open up the airlock and just like drop the asteroid back down and pretty much cataloged it in his alien language. It's pretty much like its property technically or something, and just left it there and then leaves. And of course, like the dad relays early on about what happened to the mom and everything like that. So, and Augie has a heart to heart with his father-in-law, who they just has like a begrudging respect towards each other. And early on in the movie, it turns out he was planning on ditching his kids to the grandfather which he ends up just changing his mind altogether. Not very with, like I said, very deadpan attitude about it, but he just comes to more of like appreciation of his kids and the time. Even though he's kind of like an atheist along with his son, but the small little girl is a very very Christian or something like that. Um, so as everybody's going off on their separate ways, of course, Midge gives her post office address to Augie, and Dinah gives her information to Woodrow, who, by the third act is obviously making out like, crazy, because when they get that, as soon as the aliens show back up and the general is like, okay, we gotta have to reinstate the quarantine now, and everybody just lost their freaking minds and start like tearing everything down. And by the way, Woodrow ends up winning the entire thing. The general just he got fed up and just gives the check to the kid and just decides to move on and not continue with the quarantine because it's kind of like a pain in the butt altogether. Uh, uh, but it's kind of weird. It's like, it probably shouldn't think too hard on it, but it's like clearly the son and the daughter has like a thing for each other, but also their parents have like a thing for each other. So the parents end up getting together. They would essentially be, step siblings. But like I said, I'm thinking too hard on that because, the movie's ending. But I also want to address what happened outside of the play, where we see like Jonas Hall meeting with the playwright and has some kind of lovers thing going on in order to him, because he already got the role after he comes into his house dressed in costume and giving this kind of like an audition, showing him why he should be put into the play. He was like, oh wow, you doing a great job, you're hired. But then they end up like hooking up and it's like whatever. And there's supposed to be like a deleted part of this play in a sense like a deleted scene from a movie where the deceased wife is supposed to be played by Margot Robbie, and as Jones, I keep saying Jonas for some reason, Jones Hall is he's concerned if he's actually playing this right, playing his character right, this character of Augie correctly, even though he's doing an incredible job. He's questioning everything, and then he sees Margot Robbie's character, who plays the deceased wife, play out her scene that was deleted to kind of give him kind of like a reaffirming of why his character is doing what he's doing, and because he's having like a tough time viewing it himself. That part played very well. Those particular scenes where they're just out on a balcony and just having a brief conversation and just kind of their reassurance or something. But yeah, and then we see also this kind of rehearsal scene where all the characters who's playing these characters within Asteroid City is looking at the playwright along with the teacher and the director and informing them how all this is playing out. All of which is very well done. Not one of my favorite. It's done very well. This is a good movie, but it's not one of my favorite Wes Anderson films. I think it's like very mid in my personal opinion. It's not on the same level as like Fantastic Mr. Fox or The Grand Budapest Hotel or something. uh, or Moonrise Life Aquatic Steve Zissou. That was the other one I did last week. It's not like that or Moonrise Kingdom or even like Royal Tenenbaums, but it's one of those. I think it's probably on the same level as Isle of Dogs because I don't remember people praising that highly of Isle of Dogs. It was from what I remember, a lot of people view it as a very mid type of film. Uh, Still did well, but you know, you can't hit a home run every time. But yeah, that was my just quick thoughts on um of Asteroid City. But I will see you guys in a little bit as I will get back to playing some more Expedition 33, trying to get as much done as possible because there's going to be a lot of games coming out in the fall that, I'm pretty sure be done well before the fall hits. But I'm just saying, like, a couple people I know, as long as it's been finished the game, and I've been very busy, so I want to try to get as much done. But Thursday I won't be streaming because I'm going to see that F1 movie. So I will see you. I'll be streaming on the other days around it. But anyway, leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think of Asteroid City. I will see you guys soon. Take care. Have a pleasant evening. Oh, and next week will be the start of July, so I will be reviewing some very patriotic type of films, very Americanized type of films. So look forward to those. So take care, and I'll see you all soon. Peace.